We finally did it, folks. We cashed our first Locky two-step of the year, but it comes with a big asterisk. Our Locky two-step last week was Hyun Sung Park and Killen Sal killed, and as you know, the Park fight didn't end up happening. So we had to settle for a push on that leg of the Locky two-step, which means we cashed a minus 600 by itself. I'll take it, considering that we've kind of been dry on the Locky two-step this year. But we did end up falling short on the Locky Trinity as Tatiana Suarez was not able to get the job done after the first round as Weili Zhang took over and showcased why she is the best strawweight on the planet. I feel like a little bit of an amateur and a noob for actually taking Tatiana Suarez and being as confident as I was in her last week, but we live and we learn. This week, we did get hit with a little bit of a similar situation as one of my legs in the Locky two-step is no longer going to be competing this weekend. And since I dropped my Locky two-step to my Patreon folks earlier this week, I will only be tracking what I dropped to them, but I will suggest a new one for you guys. But again, for tracking purposes, as you guys see in the description below, I will only be counting the Locky two-step and Locky Trinity that I dropped to those guys. So let's get right into it. The first step in the Locky two-step will stay true. It's Walter Walker as he goes up against Dontel Mays. I just think that his grappling approach is going to be too much for Mays to deal with. And we've seen Mays kind of just succumb to other guys doing what they want with him. Pushing him against the cage, dragging him to the ground, keeping him on his back. He might have some decent skills in the striking realm for a heavyweight, relatively speaking for heavyweights, but I don't think that's going to be enough of a danger here for Walker for him not to just get to his game and keep Mays on the defensive. So I think Walker should come through with no issue and cash as the first step in our Locky two-step. So I got him at minus 230 when I locked him in earlier this week, and I had parlayed him with Jared Gordon, who was scheduled to fight Mashrabjan Rizziboev, but on weigh-in day, Rizziboev was forced to pull out of that matchup, and that brings us down to just that Locky one-step, if that's what you want to call it. So officially speaking, I will only be tracking Walker minus 230 as my Locky two-step. For you guys, though, if you want to fill that void of Gordon, you can add Ismael Bonfim, which will give you minus 103 right now. I think Bonfim is the superior striker, has a way better strength of schedule and way more experience than Nazim Sadikov, and as long as Bonfim's durability holds up here, I don't think Sadikov's Hail Mary knockout power, which has saved him from past matchups, will come through for him here. I think we'll see Bonfim give him his first official UFC loss by dictating the pace, beating him to the punch, breaking him down, maybe finishing him late, but I think he ends up winning on the scorecards. But you can get that Locky two-step at minus 103, which is the exact same number I had with the Jared Gordon fight, had Gordon not fallen off or Rizziboev not fallen off. So there's your Locky two-step, your new one. But again, I'm only going to be tracking Walter Walker minus 230 because Ismael Bonfim was actually my Locky Trinity. He was the third leg that I was going to add, which I got at plus 195, putting Gordon, Walker, and Bonfim together. But adjusted right now, my Locky Trinity will be a plus 115 with just Walter Walker and Ismael Bonfim. But for you guys listening to this on Friday, if you want to add a Locky Trinity to Walter Walker and Ismael Bonfim, I would go with Jose Delgado, and that will bring let's talk about Delgado real quick here. He's going up against Connor Matthews, a guy that is very reliant on his physicality, explosivity, and his power to kind of intimidate opponents and break them down. He has good pressure, good pace, but as we saw in his last fight against Denis Bezukia, a more technical striker can actually make him pay for that constant forward pressure and touch them up with volume and combinations even off their back foot. Delgado can do exactly that as he uses great footwork, great range management, and straight shots down the pipe that I do not think Connor Matthews will be able to overcome over the course of 15 minutes. It's a bit chalky, but I do like Delgado in this spot, and which is why I would consider him as the third step in the Locky Trinity, which you guys are able to lock in right now at plus 143. So again, quick recap. For my tracking purposes, I'm only going to track Walter Walker at minus 230 as my Locky two-step, considering Jared Gordon's fight fell through today, and my Locky Trinity will be Walter Walker plus Ismael Bonfim at plus 115. But for the new people, for people watching this on Friday, you guys can do the Locky two-step as Walter Walker and Ishmael Bonfim at -103 and add Jose Delgado as a Locky Trinity at +143. There you guys go. All right, I got one segment left today for you guys, and that is the prop drop, and I will see you guys later this evening for that. Stay tuned.